Toronto's real estate market just saw its slowest first quarter in the last 2 decades. What does this actually mean for you? Hi, my name is Rodrigo, and today I'm actually going to be diving into the market in the first quarter, the first 3 months of this year of 2025. Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, or investing into real estate, this video is actually for you. I'm going to dive into real estate trends, prices, sales, and what's going on in the Toronto real estate market so you can make the right decisions at the right time. 2025's first quarter kicked off with a very slow start when it came to sales. January, we dropped about 8% year over year. February, 27%. In March, we dropped another 23% overall in the market. These are some of the lowest numbers in terms of activity that we've seen in the last 25 years. To top that off, we saw political changes here in Canada, Trudeau's resignation, as well as down south. We saw that Trump got re-elected, creating and brewing a trade war between our two countries and creating a little bit of economic instability. This actually put our buyers on the sideline and created a little bit of hesitancy getting into the market. The high borrowing costs as well. Let's not take that off the table. We were over 5% at that time. But here's the flip side. We did see that inventory became available, giving buyers more choices. And in January alone, we saw an increase of listings of 49%. This was a record for the month of January compared to any other year. Now, this is also showing that our market is resilient. Prices have not dropped. We would expect them to drop, but they have not. There are segments that are dropping, and we'll get into that video later on. But for now, let's concentrate on the average price, which is still hovering between $1 and $1.1 million. If you look at January all the way until March, we'll see a fluctuation that the price has actually increased instead of going down. Detached home sales saw the largest decline of 31% in the month of February. Now, I'm talking about sales here and not prices. This is something to keep in mind as we're watching this video, because sometimes in the media we see otherwise and people are misled or confused when they're actually listening or reading to this information. On the other hand, we saw a surge of listings coming up in the market, especially in the condominium market, where we now have over 6 to 8 months of inventory. So if you're a buyer, this could be the greatest opportunity where you can actually see a lot of options and some good deals out there. The sales to new listing ratio dropped to 33% in February. What does this mean to you is that whenever the ratio is between 40 to 60%, we see that it's a balanced market, meaning that both buyer and seller are in the same terms when it comes to negotiation. Now, when this percentage actually drops below that 40%, we see that buyers have more power. We have to take into account, though, that this is not overall in today's market and overall in the real estate Toronto and the GTA. When you look at detached homes, for example, or segments where there's low inventory and high demand, we're still seeing multiple offers and multiple bidders for one property, which is still pushing the price up. Now, if you look at the condominium market, for example, we're seeing a lack of good inventory. And some of that inventory is just sitting around for the last 6 to 8 months where you have more options and you can potentially get a good bargain for good properties that have been out there and sellers that need to sell. In the first quarter, we did see that mortgage payments were hovering around a little bit above 5%. Now, with economic instability and with households thinking, okay, what's my next move? It created a lot of economic uncertainty on what was going to happen. It moved these buyers into the sidelines. And on top of that, of course, we were looking at the economic changes that we saw, that they want to think more long term. They want to have a household with stable jobs. We are seeing a good move when it comes down to interest rates, as interest rates are coming down and allowing people to get into the market of more of a long-term investment, lowering their mortgage payments on a monthly basis. The good news is that rates started to cut down and it's expected to go lower in the upcoming months. With the trade wars hopefully easing off, or at least we know where we land, it's going to bring more buyers back into the market. Also helping is that interest rates are coming down with more affordability. Buyers' pent-up demand may come back in today's market. If that is the case, we're going to see that the market will rebound sooner than later than you think. Affordability is also improving. At the end of the day, with prices that are coming down with borrowing costs and prices that were set for properties have slightly come down, allowing more buyers to come into the market. Payments are becoming more manageable, and with interest rates coming down, this could be an opportunity for many people. So what does it mean for you? Buyers, this is your actual window. With more inventory in the market and with a market where interest rates are coming down, it may be the right opportunity to start looking and planning for your next move. If you're a seller, be strategic. Make sure you hire the right team. Understand how to market the property, understand what price to come at, and understand where the demand is. If you're able to target that demand, you're going to be able to sell your property at the right time and at the right price. If you're an investor, Start monitoring interest rates. Start monitoring inventory. Where there's ever a high inventory opportunity, this is a potential to find a great chance of a property where your cash flow is now cash flow even or cash flow positive. With costs coming down, this could actually favor you as an investor. Stay tuned as the numbers for the spring will come in pretty soon. Make sure and don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe so you can get all the insights in the real estate market. We would love for you to join us in this journey about education and understanding how to take the right decisions at the right time for you and your loved ones. I'm Rodrigo Robalino, and I look forward to speaking to you about your real estate goals. Until next time, stay tuned for our next video.